What's up, everybody? Smitty Black here. About to play Outer Worlds. Man, so made by Obsidian. I have been very excited for this game since I first saw the announcement for it. Being made from Obsidian. Unfortunately, I searched all over the place for it. I looked at GameStop, Target, Walmart, Best Buy, everywhere. They're all sold out. So I had to download the game. I hate downloading digital copies. But I really wanted to play this game and nobody had it. Right. I'm very excited for this. Okay. The Outer Worlds. Okay. This is my first time using a capture card. I just went and bought that today just for this game. So barely visible on the left. Alright, that's good. Yeah, I barely even play console games. So yeah, I finally bought a capture card. Hopefully everything is set up correctly. I usually do things in the most difficult setting, but for the sake of the video, I will go on normal mode.
Why stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars? Come to Halcyon, the only colony on the edge of the frontier, owned and operated by corporations. A trip of 10 short years will feel like mere minutes, thanks to the comfort and safety of your very own hibernation chamber. You'll wake up in a perfect society designed to maximize your productivity with guaranteed full employment. With only a minor term of service, you will become the master of your own destiny when you go out of this world to the Halcyon colony.
Yeah, it's the guy from the trailer. Everybody said it reminds them of Rick and Morty. Rick Sanchez. Phineas Wells. Fugitive.
Hundreds of thousands of colonists left adrift out here forever, just to keep from damaging the board's bottom line. Disgraceful.
All right. Where does it go? Very high, as high as you can get.
I bet you could arm wrestle a primal.
Faction, reputation, and companion abilities. Alright, I will...
Someone made a note that you're oblivious to flirtation.
I'll take some of that away. I don't really get a lot of headshots. Okay.
You've got ice?
Probably gonna need that.
And not just because you're frozen.
I guess, yeah, we'll go with this. It also affects persuasion, though. I kind of want that. Okay, this looks good. We'll go with this. Okay. I like this system. This looks nice. Okay, we will go with 153 companion health. Lockpick.
I bet you're vicious with a
Oh,
stick.
okay. I thought you had to pick one of two of these. You get to pick two of the whole category.
Ah, blunt force trauma specialist. I might have a job for you.
So in that case,
Someone with
there we go.
exploiting insecurities.
Okay, get an aptitude. Colonist sounded like a nice entry-level career for a person of your skills. Expanding humanity's reach by civilizing, the cosmic frontier was ambitious enough without worrying about your day job. You had the rest of your life to decide how to be useful in Halcyon. Huh. Oh, you get, oh, this would be like, this is my job. Okay. This is pretty close to my real life job. I'll probably go with that. Dirt farmer.
Working your way up to provisioner?
Alrighty. Probably go with a female. These presets are not nice looking. Alright. It's been way longer than that than I should have. This is what I ended up with. And now to name her. I don't know. Hey Google. Nah. Stop Google. Turn off. Let's see. Oh, that works. I was gonna do more of a I don't know. I don't know. This name just hit me. I was thinking of Resident Evil earlier. Yeah, that works. Oh, shit.
Looks to be your lucky day. Not likely, bootlickers. Initiate skip jump.
Oh, wow, that looks nice.
Structural integrity down 25%. Power levels down.
Shit.
All right. Oh, more cutscene.
Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? A bit of bad news there, I'm afraid. Your colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space and forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other colonist on the Hope have been in suspended animation for 70 years, give or take. Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes? Unfortunately, I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask.
Yeah, put my.
I must have your help securing her if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I'd see it done myself, of course, but the board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my ship is inoperative, but I've managed to hire a smuggler to help you out. It'll be... Oh, I see we're in position. Good luck.
'60th anniversary of the Hope's disappearance. Remember the Hope. Oh, that's my ship. By Zero G Brew.
Can you hear me? Is this thing working? Ah, there you are. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the smuggler. His name is Hawthorne, and he should be waiting for you at the landing site. He's to be your chauffeur, so to speak. Not to worry. I'm told he's a specialist. Dashing gunslinger, one-of-a-kind ship, that sort of thing. You'll like him, I'm sure. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor, so I can track your progress. I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck. All of the colonists are counting on you.
Hawthorne should be close by. What in law's name? Is that him? Oh, that idiot. I told him to plant the beacon and move away, not stand there holding it. No sense in letting his ship go to waste. I won't mind you taking his ship. Better you than the board, huh? Not sure I trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on my head. Shame about the whole squashing thing. Nasty way to go.
I've gotta get. I see. Oh, it's not letting me jump up that. Okay. Alright. It's kind of like Spider-Man. The little sneak awareness level. Oh.
You see now, you've been frozen for a while. There's bound to be unforeseen side effects.
Does my suit let me? No. Was there another way I was supposed to do that? Or they just want to show me the inhaler?
Hey, you, come here. You've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh, wow, that stings. We were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp up in the hills. Thought I could take them. Then my gun misfired. Right through my side. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Just barely scraped by with my life. For all
He
the
shot
time,
himself.
blocked the exit with those canisters. Looks like the bleeding stopped. I owe you one. Hope you don't mind me omitting this little exchange from my report. Spacer's Choice doesn't like us accepting outside help. Gibbering, flesh-eating, law-breaking, unemployed lunatics. Some hullhead grounded their spacecraft out in the open. That's a real good way to attract marauders. See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad, huh? Yeah, okay. You look like you know your way around a gun. Got some spare ammo, not counting the bullet in my side. Here, you can have
The
my
bullet in my side.
for patching me up and all. All Spacer's Choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's Choice. Yes, nailed it that time. The Hope? Is that some sort of fancy new drug? Are you with Auntie Cleo or something? Don't take this the wrong way or nothing, but I'm not allowed to fraternize with Cleo workers. Company policy.
You said he gave me a saber. How do I use that? Whoa. Double tapping X makes you jump backwards. That's cool. Okay.
Damn it! What in the hell? This...
Okay. So it's VATS, the VATS system from Fallout, but they can't call it that because Bethesda. Okay. Oh shit. Oh, oh. Same slow-mo like Fallout from the original creators of Fallout is what the trailer said. Is that alcohol? Mag pick. Hacking and lockpicking skills help you get into places you're not meant to be. Mag picks are used to break open locks and bypass shunts are used to break computer encryption. So you hack and lockpick like in Fallout. But how? Oh, I need 3 more. 3 more mag picks. Oh, so you don't get to just do it like in Fallout, where you break your picks. Dang. So I have to come back to that. Oh. Combat feels really weird. Where's the other guy? Okay. On how to switch weapons. Ah, okay.
Hey! Get over here before you get yourself killed.
I was about to kill them. Why am I so short? Why are you so tall?
Don't know where you came from, stranger, but you best keep your head down. There's marauders hereabouts, and worse, landing violators. Gall on that rung leech. Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about. Really? How is he? Of course I am. I'm a superior officer. Stands to reason, don't it? Just you watch. I'll cross these marauders off with a swift, cost-efficient fury that's made Spacer's Choice the most trusted brand in personal defense. I just need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs, son. You think? Most marauders can't even talk. But criminals do attract other criminals by their own nature. You know what? You're right. It's time we cross those marauders off, find whoever owns that ship, and file a full report. Then it's gonna be fucking laminated.
Here we go.
Oh wow.
This is gonna take a lot of paperwork.
Yeah, I'm supposed to take that ship. I don't know why. Why did I have them come down here?
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder.
It really doesn't. It's empty. So is this
Intruders
like?
are not authorized to access the Unreliable's amenities, including the cargo hold's workbench.
This becomes my ship, I guess.
Hello. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction. I detect an elevated heart rate, indicating dishonesty. Please prepare yourself for lethal deterrence. Jettison procedures initiated. Disengaging airlocks. Preparing to eject all boarding parties in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment. This vessel is the registered property of Captain Alex Hawthorne. I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne. I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience and for your honesty. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. Do you understand? Well done, Captain Hawthorne. I see your powers of deductive reasoning remain intact. Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable.
Oh my
Our main drive
goodness.
suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced. Astutely observed. However, the probability of locating a power regulator within a worker settlement falls within acceptable parameters of certainty. High-capacity power regulators are sometimes employed in the electrical networks of worker settlements. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new Captain's Identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand? Thank you. I appreciate your cooperation. Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time.
Level up. You've gained enough experience to go up a level. Opening your character ledger to advance your character. And then we have this little Moon Man instead of Vault Boy. Okay. What it says that work diligently, work hard, and you can achieve middle management. 10 points available. Get a perk, weapon management. Oh, DPS. 100 DPS, 73 DPS. Ah. Oh. Why can't I unequip this? Okay. Stealing is not the answer. Stealing is the question. The answer is yes. Why can't I unequip this though? Is it because it's kind of broken? It's weird. What the heck? Why can't I switch? This doesn't make sense. Does not make sense. It's my carrying capacity. I feel like my camera is covering up the part of the screen. Yes, it is. Okay. I'm just gonna take my camera off for right now. That way I can see the whole screen. So I am holding 9 out of 120 pounds or kilograms. Okay. I'll just go ahead and get this for right now. Yeah.
These surveillance devices allow me to monitor you constantly. Please ignore them.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, ma'am, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay.
I can lie. Or I can fight them, which sounds kind of more fun to me. Okay, I'm dying. Attacking members of a large faction will hurt your reputation. Choose your enemies carefully. You can't take their clothes like in Fallout. I don't know what my clothes look like. Yeah. They can be my enemy, that's okay. Whoa. What? What? Why are they trying to fight me? What are these guys? Marauder. I didn't know he's a marauder. Crap. Really need to figure out how to use the damn sword. I don't know how to switch weapons. My stats are all for melee. What the heck? I'm gonna die. Okay. What the heck? How do you switch weapons? Eh. Alright, and I'm not gonna get that right now. I'm gonna get a faster walk speed. Oh wow. Can't unequip it. I can't switch weapons either. Very weird.
These
Ah, dang it.
surveillance allow me to monitor you constantly.
What?
More than
So now why was it not working earlier? Now I can switch weapons?
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like...
Yeah. Yeah, that works way better. Okay. What the heck? It's the same buttons I was trying to hit earlier and it wasn't working. Oh jeez. Uh-oh.
Someone hiding? Come out and die!
Dang. Where's this other body at? Okay. Dang, they're killing residents. I just did a circle back to my ship, I think. Pretty sure that's my ship. What is happening down here?
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from? Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's Marauder territory, friend. You talk too pretty for a Marauder. Most of them just grunt and yell. Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls and low, low prices. Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family.
Ooh, uh-oh. Spacer's Choice. I killed some of them.
Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer? Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites. We rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see. Four workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little. He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he...
Huh? What? I wasn't dozing off. Huh? What?
Oh, I'm stealing. Whoops. When life gives you lemons, consider it a free trial from your friends at Spacer's Choice. Teddy's corpse was missing a hand. Deducted 5 bits from the gravesite fee because I'm a kindly fellow. Stealing affects reputation. Be careful what you grab. I'm not gonna be very... gonna have a lot of enemies. Day old Saltuna, 2 bits off. Live music when available.
Spacers, chill. Keep your distance, friend. Sick house, no place for a truck.
I appreciate the company and all, but you really ought to leave. You don't want to be seen around me. Because I'm sick. You don't want to associate with people in the sick house. We're not worth your time. I'm in about as much trouble as I can be. No reason you ought to be tarnished by association. People are gonna talk. I don't know which company you work for, but if it's Spacer's Choice, boss can still write you up for fraternizing with an incompetent worker. Maybe you don't know this, but there's a real simple reason you don't talk to the Plagued. You don't want what we've got. Don't. Please. I could get into a lot of trouble. That's kind of you to say, I suppose. But I don't need help. What I need is to understand my own folly. Company always tells us weak spirits lead to weak bodies. If I didn't want to fall sick with plague, maybe I should have worked harder. Maybe I should have taken more pride in my work. I really wish you wouldn't say those sorts of things. I told you once already. People could be listening. I'm feeling a touch faint. If you don't mind, I'd like to be alone for a spell.
This guy dead? Dang. How are they shooting the little animals?
Had your rations yet?
Yep. 2 whole cans of Saltuna.
It's not the best choice, it's Spacer's Choice. And before you ask, I'm all out of deluxe salt tuna. All I've got is gourmet.
What? What's it cost that much to repair that? Oh, he only had one. Dang. Hey, I can't afford anything.
Spacers? You ought to go have a talk with the boss, Reed Thompson. He's up in his tower above the cannery.
Can you pickpocket? No.
Something got you down?
Nothing. Just don't want to fall sick.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Hey there, Mary. Don't see you around here too often.
Oh, I just came to talk to the vicar is all. None of us are above confessionals.
What have you got to confess? You ain't thinking of deserting, are you?
What? No. And I resent the accusation.
Wasn't nothing but a question. Do excuse me.
I must be on my way. Verity to you.
Our place in the universe is fixed.
Talking to the good vicar always lifts my spirits.
Talking to the good vicar always lifts up my spirits.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max if you're the sort who prefers brevity. I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling, this season's tossball predictions, the quickest way out of town. Not to put too fine a point on it, but your choice of wardrobe is not precisely common hereabouts. Also, you lack the distinctive worker gaze. Usually either a deadening behind the eyes, or in some rare cases, a wild-eyed frenzy, like a trapped animal. Oh, nothing could be further from the truth. I'm simply bemoaning the level of spiritual awareness in this town. Yes, but there are few who hear me in this miserable place. I must double my efforts to elevate my flock. These are good, hard-working people here. Yes, and thank you for pointing it out. It is wrong of me to succumb to distress. This place could be so much more, and I will continue in my quest to make it so. Mechanical tomfoolery is well out of my purview. I suggest you take such matters to Mr. Thompson in the cannery.
That's what the other guy said.
And a word of warning. If you're considering wandering around outside the safety of the town, you'd best be cautious. The marauders I met when I ventured outside the walls might agree with you. Bastards snuck up on me while I was dutifully hunting for a banned book in a collector's library. barely escaped with my life. But you see, one of the reasons I transferred here was to get my hands on that heretical text. If you managed to acquire it for me, I'd pay quite a handsome sum for the book. I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption. It's a handwritten journal, a faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious? It is not only a beautiful relic of a bygone time, it's also the thoughts of an early thinker on the nature of man's place in the cosmos. Not many in this colony could understand its true value, should they ever read it. Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
Sorry, I'll just be a minute.
You had him.
Stop the threats, friend. I'm going.
Boss's orders. We all got calls to make. Got my sights on you. Don't make me move on.
Vending machine discovered. This? Uh-huh. It's not the best choice, it's Spacer's choice. Okay, how do I get in there? Schedule your sick leave with your Spacer's Choice foreman and or supervisor. Be considerate toward other members of the Spacer's Choice family. Allow 2 to 4 weeks to process and approve your scheduled sick leave. They're making the sick leave sound like vacation time. Like, you know, you're gonna get sick. You have to schedule out your sick time 2 to 4 weeks in advance. Lost hours must be compensated to the company. See Reed if you're having trouble paying for your sick leave. We'll try to arrange wage deductions instead. Oh man. Yeah, I'll steal from these guys, I don't care. Why do I have 2 markers? Take the elevator up to his office.
The grease monkey, Argo?
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself. I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform. Yes, so it dawns on me. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through. I understand. Your business is your own. Nonetheless, you are welcome in our little outpost. Outsiders are a rare sight in the Vale. If you are a freelancer, then I have use for you. There is pay to be earned, or supplies to tide you over, as you prefer.
Only regulator we got is the hookup to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way.
Mostly abandoned.
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home. Edgewater is struggling. We haven't hit our production quota in years. If we don't meet our quotas this year, the company might shut us down for good. I need those workers back at their stations. Neither do I. The fault was entirely mine. I pushed them too hard. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sorry.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented, and may prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
You're safer inside the walls.
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk. We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk. We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk. We better clear out. Hey, ma'am, can we talk? Sorry. Can we talk?
What?
Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale. Oh, he ain't a liar. He believes every word he says. It's just, he doesn't always get where other folk are talking from. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left. I don't know anybody well. I mostly listen to them talk, get my head down. There was a boy named Thomas who used to follow me around, asking questions about the stuff I fixed. He was real sweet to me. Not any sort of dissident. Life's hard here, especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is. Books are for rich folk. I wonder what he wants with something like that. Thanks, ma'am. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Go talk to the vicar again.
Where are we headed? I've always felt weird here. It's too clean.
Any progress on that? Oh, Miss Holcomb. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
This here's Vicar DeSoto. He's always offering spiritual counsel to those that need it.
Thank you for the kind assessment, Miss Holcomb. I admit, I've been quite interested to make our outsider's acquaintance. Please. What would you like to discuss?
What? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do? I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the dog. Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold. If it were as easy as a few soothing words in the right ears, I'm sure it would have been done already. Consider it a challenge.
Where are we headed? You mean about the mission being I know, but Vicker says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vicker sees is one that ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass. It just comes off cold to me, is all.
Wonder if the plague's ever gonna stop.
The only source of protein a busy worker needs.
When I was little, we'd get freighters in every Sunday noon. Now they only come but once a month. I love the wind here.
That way, nice.
There's lava. In the world? I jumped away from it. What? What time is it? Oh no. The last minute has been lost.
Take cover.
Ah, my camera was covering my health bar. I was looking at Parvati's health bar like it was mine. Jeez. The heck?
I smell blood.
Here they come! Don't miss me. Sure.
Who goes?
Here they come! Nice hit! Nice one!
It's another body I'm missing. Pretty sure. Oh.
Here they come!
Where'd he go? Oh.
Thank you. Hey!
Down they go!
I'm about to land on that rock.
Okay, here we go. We did it.
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble.
I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along. Armed strangers wandering into my camp for one. Some of my camp wandering out for another. You want to try standing outside in the heat, keeping your sights open for the next Marauder raid? No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a trace. It's not like Zoe to go wandering. Figured she might be out scavenging. Can't imagine where she's gone. Could do without the gallows humor. Over in the hothouse, tending crop.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear? I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned. Reed Thompson. You here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then? make amends. Spare me. Only thing Reed knows how to make is a mess. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves. He would do such a thing. Question is, why would you agree to his plans? Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip him out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do. Well, if it's all the same to you, then you ought to divert power over to us, shut down Reed's cannery, and scrap it for parts. You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scrap Spacer's Choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old now, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
I'm all right. I ain't so fragile.
That was unkind of me. I'm sorry, dear. I trust you will listen to your conscience.
Alright, after I divert this power, I'll probably cut the video there. It'd be a good stopping point. It's already getting very long. Toilets. I have to go all the way back around.
You hungry? We got canid ribs, canid flank, canid snout too. Something I can help. You mean Zoe? Yeah, we were pretty close. Zoe was always obsessed with this cereal. Masked marketeer. A scion of Byzantium turns to banditry and teaches his marauder companions the wisdom of free market economics. Shame she up and vanished when she did. I had a surprise lined up for her. You sound like some type of corporate fixer asking all these questions. Hey. Fresh off the...
Crap.
Something I can... Fresh off the limb.
What? Oh, they're sentry bots. Not sure to have how to get in though.
Incoming!
Ah. Ooh. Jeez.
We made it! The control room should be off to the right. I hope we're doing the right thing.
Dang. Didn't even let me pick where to redirect it to.
That'll be easy enough.
Damn it. Stimulation.
system. Searching for unauthorized.
Get ready! Two more. What'll happen to Miss McDevitt's folks?
Chester's passcode.
Phantom! Go away, Phantom! No, 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 just leave me alone! You're not real! You're not real! Get away from me, Phantom! Shoot! Scram! You can talk? The Phantom's never talked before. I knew I shouldn't have eaten that sprat raw. See? See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprat. Clearly, I mistook you for one of the phantoms of my imagination, which terrorized me on occasion. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder. Hard to say. By my reckoning, Higgins has been here somewhere between 2 weeks and forever. My recollection's a touch fuzzy these days. Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant. I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries, repaired them, maintained... Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with... Ironic deaths are the worst. You made your point. I'll help you. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but... Yes, that's exactly it. There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. Oh, that reminds me.
Okay, keep it quiet. mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
While in combat.
If we send the power to Miss McDevitt, what happens to the land? I'm not sure what the ride is. Alls I know is the decision's final. Once we do this, there's no going back. Excuse me, ma'am. Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do? If you're sure. I had to ask.
It's not letting me pick where to redirect it to, though. Here, let's save. Shit. Do not load. I can't save it in that. Save. New save. Ah. Redirected to the laboratory.
can't stop thinking on Edgewater, Captain. I'm glad the deserters are gonna be alright now they got power, but what about the town? All those people.
Now I have some very powerful enemies and some very poor allies. That's okay. Oh my goodness. So he's supposed to, the manager is supposed to fire people, and then they did. And then so Spacer's Choice sent in mechanics to reprogram the robots to kill everybody. Okay, how do I get out of here? Yeah. Fuck Spacer's Choice. Alright, I was going to end the video there. I was going to end the video after seeing the repercussions for that decision, but I think we can actually just leave it on a cliffhanger. So I redirected the power to the deserters rather than to the town. We'll leave it on that cliffhanger for the next video. I will probably make the video tomorrow or Saturday, definitely by Saturday. So until then, see you guys.